today.
About to get this shit right.
Madden Football on EA Sports.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
They poppin' up, they poppin' Y'all finna sit around and get the ass whooped. Gotta put the Lms Boys in that over here, man. Got one more person to put in. Put the big boy in right out.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Carr now to throw.
Intercept. Intercept. Give me that shit.
Picked up by Sidney Jones. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Alright, we got my ball. Let me see what our shit got.
First and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
Alright, so we got my ball. Chance QB, got Travion. Tight end, Demarius, tight end, Mark, tight end.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So that'll back him up 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. First and 15 following the delay of game. Looking to throw. Scott escaping the pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Come up on the mill. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Come up on the mill. Oh, yeah.
5. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds. Right down around the goal line. It's a big play there for Seattle. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points.
Just throw it. Whoever catch it, they catch it. Oh, ain't nobody gonna catch it.
There's a shot for the end zone right away, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw.
Touchdown.
Scott. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a
Demarius
touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's
with the
sort this
touchdown
out.
catch. That's not on us. That's on the Raiders. That's a flag on the Raiders. Pass interference.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Flush to his right. And he will get in to make it 8-0. So the signal caller doing it himself there on the two-point try.
You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players, but most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide receiver. In this case, the quarterback did it himself.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Yes, sir, man.
Very short kick taken right at the...
Oh, he fumbled. Oh, he fumbled.
And the Seahawks have picked it up. And
oh,
these
yes.
guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrays and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year.
Oh, I got
him. Guy fielding a kick.
Oh,
you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
My ball Brandon still on the field.
To throw on second down.
Oh, I got my ball Brandon this time. Oh, yeah. Number 7. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Go down. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well.
They got my boy
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him. And
my boy
I
can't
think
run
we
it.
saw that this. And he
oh my God! Oh
touchdown.
my God! I'm a fucking team as well.
Scampering home from 19 yards out, and the Seahawks add on to their lead. Now the Seahawks are going to elect to go for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it.
Oh, shit.
Can't get rid of it. So a sack on a 2-point try. They'll split the difference, and they're right where they would.
It's a beautiful girl. Oh, it's a beautiful girl. I can treat you right.
With 2 PATs, they got the 2-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
And not much.
Oh, he fumbled again. Oh, my God, he fumbled again.
Seahawks have recovered.
My God, bro.
So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Talking about the Demarius Powell. Grant, touchdown.
Touchdown, Seattle. A great
Demarius Powell, Grant.
With his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And oh my goodness, this is nowhere close. Well to the right and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. On the return, Tyron Johnson. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Quarterback transfer. Running back Lms.
Derek Carr, the Raiders, set for their next possession. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front, so when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open.
Looking up into the roof, and he whips it. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Oh, fuck! Pussy ass shit, man.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
Oh yeah.
They'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Scott to throw on 2nd down. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Scott now on 3rd and 2. Flushed out right. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The throw over the middle, taken in. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there. 46 yards. And the Seahawks are able to widen their lead here in this 1st half. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Carr defers to Jacobs on the draw.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Back to Renfro again, complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage, because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, throwing his car on third down. And that is incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a...
It's time for my boy Ty to get some playing time. My boy Lamel got enough here, man. Not saying that my boy did bad. My boy went off. See what my boy Ty got.
Great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts them in that position.
Let's see how far you can get it from the 6. From the 6, where you going to get it?
He's got room to run past the 20.
Oh my
and
God.
he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that. That's right.
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Seahawks open the lead up to 34-0. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Being chased out left. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks have taken a 6-touchdown lead. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. They're going to try and run. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Johnson now to return it. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
Carr's throw pulled in by Renfro.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
He'll find Richard here underneath.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Working from the gun. It's called. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered. He already had the 1 fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
Big Trevion, come on.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down.
That's complete to his running back, Carter.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there as time expires in the first half.
And the Seahawks would extend their lead here just before halftime.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
And he will get into the end zone, so a perfect finish. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. This is DJ Reed returning.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But
and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. It's a big play there for Seattle.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm.
And he's going to go out of bounds. Gigantic loss. Kept retreating, steps out. That goes down as a sack and a big loss of yardage.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit.
Touchdown, Seahawks. An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Seahawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
A short kick taken at the 18. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5. Shotgun now for Carr. And that will be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking.
And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. Oh, what a juke into space. Look at those stick skills. Past the 20. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawks touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurting this moment.
No.
Okay.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Carr. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. That's caught. It's Brian Edwards. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
On second down now, Richard. And a short gain down to about the 33. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. So Carr will depart, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson, for the field goal try. This from 44 yards away. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The fullback dive held up short. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
Casey Hayward makes the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Francis. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 41 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
And every time I hike the ball, well, not every time, but sometimes I see Scott.
To throw is Scott on
that,
1st down, eluding the pressure right.
Top.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Francis.
Francis.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion. That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Looking to throw. Scott. And he comes back with one complete.
Wrap up.
Still moving. The 20. 10. 10.
Oh, shit.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing. One reason is
got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Carr now on 1st down. Caught out right by Renfro. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2nd and 4. Now Carr. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Carr. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfro. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Carr to throw
Oh,
again.
yeah, Jamar.
As he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions. Have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Carr. Looking for the end zone. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So Carr exits on 4th down, and on comes Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. This from 40-foot. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. A big man, get the oxygen tank ready. The 30, 10, 5, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So a pretty wild turn of events there. Instead of a sure 3 points, it's 6 the other direction.
And if you're kicking in the NFL, that should be pretty much automatic, but I don't think that's on him at all. The protection broke down. That led to the block.
And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful.
Well, this is something that Pete Carroll should be pretty well familiar with. Remember when he told Jim Harbaugh after losing a ball game and Harbaugh went for 2 late against him, hey, what's your deal? It's the same situation here. Now, I'd kick the extra point, but I am reminded that plenty of coaches feel like it's not their job to worry about the other team. It's their job to worry about their own team. You have to stop us.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for it.
And a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So the victory here for...
I'm gone. Shout out to Jamar for the TD for a big man. Peace.